Okay, I just wanted people to see what it is I'm doing and how I'm doing it as I'm making these videos. I have to explain things over again because I lost a bunch of videos. You hear me bitching about it as I go along. So on the left-hand side, I've got moon videos coming through. This is part of the Harald Kautz Series, part 90, 91, 96, 97, and 98. It's me doing 360s on my telescope with a cheap camera. No problem grabbing the imagery. I'm pointing out to you that you don't need any equipment at all. You can see all this with your own eyes. You don't need to even need a telescope to see the large images in the moon. Those are the ones that I'm tracing out right now. So on the left, we have the Harald Kautz series going through with these videos. I'll show you. Press play. And we're going to let the moon come into my circle ring. I've got a piece of glass up here, and I'm going to use that glass so I don't fuck up my computer screen. And then when the moon centers on that glass, it comes in far enough for me to crop certain images. I'm explaining cropping, I'm explaining light spectrum and color spectrum and the changes in the system that happen, and your ability, all of our abilities to see this imagery and see this system for yourself, what it is. And the reason why I'm coming over to videos and doing this comparison, I usually don't go this far with it, but Harold came in under a fake name because I'm definitely going down that road now and just assuming that it's Harold. Rufus is Harold. There's no way anybody would keep coming in this much if you're just a minion. Anyways, on the right hand side is a photograph of the moon taken from a random person online. I'm not going to say who because I don't want to get copyright strike shit on it. But that's a photograph of the moon, and it's also behind glass. So what I can do is move it around to the same position that the moon is coming through in my telescope, and we can match them up side by side. That's what I'm in the process of doing, and I'm gonna crop them. I have a few filters here. I have a red filter, green, blue, and yellow. Not much. I have a cropping tool that I just created that I'm going to start using. I might even turn that into a triangular shape. The more I think about it, I might fuck with shapes a little bit as cropping tools, but it beats trying to have a circle, a square, or a closed surface to have the two pieces apart like that with the little handles I put on them. Fucking unbelievable. What a genius you are, Wolfus. And I also have a couple colored lights. I have a colored light there that's multiple colors, and I can control the colors. And I just have a red bulb up above. That's for contrast. Same thing the filters are for. The filters not only add contrast, but they also stop some of the glare coming off the screen and also off the glass, because I got glass on both of these as well. So the glass is even more reflective than the computer screen is. So I got that going on, and I'm just gonna play this through. Give me a second here. Okay, just coming over here, seen on my cell phone last night that Rufus was upset about something else. I'm just gonna check with him. Rufus commented, "You idiot! I'm probably the first guy who ever listened to half of this video, and it's just FOS stupid, I guess. You spend your day uploading these bullshit videos looking at printed out moon pictures. Like, what the fuck is..." Let's see what the rest of it is, if I can go into it. I can't get into the rest of it. Where is it? I can't read the rest of it. Oh, here we go. Looking at printed moon, like... What the fuck is wrong with you, man? I guess man was the only word I was listening to. Alright, so I'll explain that to Wolfus too as we go along. So let's give Wolfus a little explanation. What was his other one? Brain damage. So brain damaged, and which he always tells me that one. Brain damage, yeah, that's about it. So brain damage. Yeah, Wolfus, look I'll show you. You're the only one that's commenting because you're the only one watching my videos. So, as far as that goes, yep, you're right about that. But one thing you are wrong about is everything that I'm showing you. Hold on a minute. So to Harold's point, because I'm not going to no longer call Wolfus Wolfus. Wolfus, that's a fictional name. If you're not Harald Kautz and you were just one of Harald Kautz's minion, then you certainly would not still be here. You would have already laughed your ass off and walked away a long time ago. What I'm trying to show people and get out there to people is obviously upsetting you a lot. Because you're exactly right. You're the only one who's watching my videos. I know that. I've been talking about that all along. So, here are videos that I'm uploading. I know how many times I've watched these videos. YouTube doesn't even put all my views on here because I know some of these videos I've watched 2-3 times since I uploaded them. So look what we got for views. 1, 2, 5, 0, 0, 2, 2, 1, 1, 0, 0, 2, 5, 3, 4, 1. And then we got a couple high ones here, 15, 10, 20. But that's just people that are coming in from the outside. They'll see Harold's name and they'll want to know what's going on with it. And they come in and do the same thing that you're doing. Thumbs down and go away is what they do. They don't stick around and keep, they just come in and say, what an asshole. And they leave. Understandable. That's what everybody does. So yeah, you got no qualms about that. And then I'm going to bring up a few things. Everything that you're talking about with the photographs of the moon is exactly what I'm doing right now. And now, instead of going to the photographs of why are you not talking about that is my question. That would be my question back to you. This is how I know that you're full of shit. Because you're not saying anything about the imagery. You're not saying anything about whether you can or cannot see the EMNC that I'm talking about, the builders. You're not saying anything about any of that. You're just coming in and usually making the argument about something that it's not. No, how many people are watching me? What the fuck do I care? I don't care how many people are watching me. I have the one person that I want watching these videos. I already have him here. You, Wolfus. You, Harold. You're already here. The question is are you going to come in as yourself? Are you going to come in and admit that you've seen this and then walked away from it? Because in the years to come, everybody will then know as everybody learns about this and everybody sees it, because everybody's going to see it. I'll definitely be sure to keep doing exactly what I'm doing here, and eventually others are going to see it and then they're going to understand it. So what I'm teaching you how to do, Harold, but you're too fucking smart for your own good, and you think that you either that or you're just a total fucking player, and you know exactly what I'm telling you is true, and you're just going to try distracting from it, which you're doing a good job at it. You're trying to distract from everything that I'm showing you. So this is a moon photograph, right? That's a moon photograph downloaded from online, which I already told you, you can go and download 100 of them yourself. So yes, of course I'm sitting here playing the photos through. I have to. What else am I supposed to fucking do, you idiot? So what am I going to, talk about it and not show it to people and not show people how to go see it for themselves? What if one or two people does come along that actually sees it, right? And they're not too afraid of it. Most people are going to be afraid of it, in my opinion, and they're going to, run away from it. That's been the experience anyways over the last couple of years of showing this to everyone. So what I'm showing you and proving to you, without a doubt, and you're not saying nothing about it, I'm going over to the videos. So what I happen to notice is when I come over here, let's go down to them. Let's see, come on, you slow ass computer. Is that the end of them? Yeah. So I'm gonna go to the moon videos that I put on Harald Kautz Series. These are the full moon videos. They're not photographs. And you know this because I've been making these videos to you. As a matter of fact, a lot of them were part of the 30 that just got deleted suspiciously. That I guess it was my mistake. I must have done it by accident. But these moons here that we're going through now, so you got 90, got 5 views on it. You've got, let's see, 7 views on this next one. That's part 91, right? It's got 7 views. Now think about this. 5 views and 7 views. These are all me. I've made fucking 10 videos, 10 different parts of the series was using this number one right here, this 91, right? And then I made another 4 or 5 with this one here. Then I made another 3 or 4 with this one here. It's got 5 views. You're not watching these. You're not saying anything. Now this is just the telescope with a camera on it. Same shit you guys got. Same fucking thing you're using. But you're not saying nothing about it. Why, Wolfus, Harold, whatever the fuck you're going to call yourself today? And these don't have any views. Nobody's watching my videos except you. You know, right here, these ones here might have been some flat earthers because I was calling out some flat earthers to, please, go think about what I'm showing you and just know that you can see it for yourself. I didn't expect to wake up any space alien people. You people that believe in outer space and stuff. And Harold, I don't even know that you really believe it. You might just be a fucking agent who just pushes that scenario because you're not coming in with anything to say about the fucking moon. Now, any space alien people, with all the imagery that I'm showing you in the moon, let me get into the next video while I'm shooting this shit about nothing. Because right now I'm in the process. I just figured I'd go in and look at what you had to say, Harold. And, what you have to say to make no fucking sense. You make no fucking sense. Why are you not coming in and saying anything about these videos of the moon? You're coming in and talking about the photographs of the moon? Well, I'm using the photographs of the moon so that I can show everybody better, that they can go see it all the way down to the fucking nitty gritty line. I'm doing is I'm bringing people in like this, and I'm showing them way the fuck deep in there at the imagery. All right? I don't even have a filter on. I'll put a red filter on for you. Here you go. Because that's a photograph, so, I'm going to put a lens on here. Maybe I'll even go with green because I got a lot of red light going on. Or blue, whatever. For contrast, right? So then I can come in here and I can show you the imagery. It's undeniable. It's unfucking deniable. I can move this moon around and start going over these image by image by image and bring you in here and show you that the images that I'm showing you in the photographs are identical to all the photographs for that matter. Look at them all. Look at them all everywhere. You got 3 on fucking turntables. You got another 5 or 6 of them over here that are all NASA related. I got your fucking moon rock that I'm gonna destroy when I get to it, comparing it to other rocks. You fucking scientific fucking weirdos. You're gone to the moon. You guys are so full of shit. I got turntables all over the place. I got moons on all my moon map models to show you. And so what? You got nothing to fucking say about any of this. The fact that all the imagery always matches up, image for image for image. I'm explaining to you in detail the angles, how every angle, how depths is going to change the imagery. There you go. I'm bringing it on the same one to every moon I fucking go to. You see the eye, the nose right there with the mouth open right here with the stash. You see the big fucking hairdo going around them? You don't see it, Harold? You really don't see it. You're full of shit. I'm shoving it so far down your fucking throat, you cannot miss it. You see it. You don't want to fucking see it. You're going to be in denial of it. I'm explaining to you cropping. I'm explaining to you the entire fucking system, and it has nothing to do with space aliens or spacecraft or outer space or God or any other fucking bullshit story you told us. You and everybody else. I've got moon map models all over the place to go in and pull out the imagery. These moon map models were all made, and all this other shit were all made with not the moons and photographs that I took, the moons and photographs that you all took. They're all your photographs and moons. I got a couple of mine floating around in here, but I keep them to the side because I'm doing side-by-side comparisons. Forward telescope, what you call a standard telescope, and a reverse telescope. There's the one I was just showing you. I'll get you in on his mouth being open. There you go. Okay? It doesn't matter, man. I can fucking pull it out of any fucking moon. It's all the same. I know the imagery now. I know the imagery. It only took me, a few months to get to know it all. And then 6 months after that, you go even further and further with it. Now you can begin the hypothesis of why. But it certainly ain't got nothing to do with fucking outer space, because outer space don't exist, Harold. You're fucking dreaming, man. You're selling people a bunch of bullshit stories. You're no better than the fucking flat earthers who go out there selling their fucking stories, knowing that they're going to get all the people that come to them laughed at. It's going to be a big fucking joke because of the terminology they use. It's all been already programmed into us to all be debating and arguing all this shit. But you, Harold, you're coming in under a fake character named Wolfus. You're not even touching on anything that I'm trying to show you or talk to you about. You keep coming back to, stupid shit, man. So now your whole bitch is that it was on photograph. So here I come over to the videos now, right? I come over to the videos. I start hitting the videos. I set up my tracing glass. And what do you got to say about it? Nothing. You come in and you're talking about the photos again. How lonely I am sitting in my fucking house playing these through. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. They're just playing through. I'm not making a job out of it. It's not a career thing. I point that out all the time. It's easy. I see the system. So why would it be hard for me to show anybody, you know? It's hard for you because you won't admit it. You're hiding it. So yeah, for you maybe it would be hard to do all this. So when you give me a good idea, when you come in and you fuck with me like you were doing, and I get a good idea out of it, then of course I'm gonna freaking bust your balls and rub it in that you came in and said some stupid shit about the. That was another one. You come in and you're bitching about the type of viewing devices that I'm showing to people and to use and stuff like that. As you're pointing out in the same sentence, you write, you know, that you're the only one that's watching my videos, and you're the only one that's even watched it halfway through. That's true. I just showed you that. I never denied that. But what's that got to do with anything? Right? I mean, think about it. Why would you be here then? What the fuck do you care then? If nobody's watching the videos and nobody gives a fuck, and then why would you give a fuck? You know? It doesn't make any sense. So why not at least come in here and have something real to say? And I've been telling you this now for the month and a half that you've been in here doing this. And you always come back with something more ridiculous. For an educated person, you're either like freaking out right now and in a panic over what I'm showing people. I don't know, something along those lines. Because really, if it was the way you're claiming it is, then you would have nothing to fucking worry about. So, again, these moon videos that are on the Harald Kautz Series, they're there for anybody that comes to these videos. Go back and look at them yourself. Take your camera phone out of your hand and look at the videos and then compare them to the photographs, right? There's also ways, I'm going to show you how to do it. One of the ways is with the telescopic lens. The telescopic lens, the reason why it helps so much is because you can go right into things without making them blurry. So in other words, I can take the camera off the tripod or put it on a different tripod, and I can come in and I can, now I'm glass over glass, so it's a little bit blurry, but you can move everything around and do all your angles, and I can go in really fucking deep. See, there's the guy I just traced out for you in the last video. See him? The mustache and beard real tight to his lips going around it. I'm trying to keep him right here so you can see him. There he is. And that's just one out of the millions of images I'm about to throw down Harold's throat, because I'm going to fucking throw this at you space alien people really fucking hard, harder than I ever did any flat earthers, because you guys are fucking unbelievable, man. You guys are really fucking something. So, but I won't debate with you and argue with you about who's smarter. You're definitely all smarter than I am. So you better find something else to argue about. I'm trying to give you real things to argue about, real arguments, and you're not paying attention to them. You're just ignoring them and go right back to ridiculous shit. So I don't know. Let me press play and let's get into this. I'm going to have to move my glass because I had my glass over there. Okay. So my tracing glass is now set up. I'm going to shut this light off to get rid of the glare on the screen. I'm doing this during the daytime, so there is a lot of glare coming up. All the things that I'm explaining to anyone who comes to this channel, Harald Kautz is already here. Harald Kautz is already here under the fake name of Wolfus. And I don't care what he says. He can say he's not him, and I'm looking for attention. I don't give a fuck. I have an instinct for these things, and I'm usually right about them. And it's not really a far jump because of the shit that he's saying and the shit that he's doing make absolutely no fucking sense. And he's just, you know, if you were just a minion or just somebody that came in and saw me calling out Harald Kautz, you would not still be here pissing and moaning like you're doing and everything. It's all too much. It's too weird. What I'm starting to point out is that what I'm doing is I'm watching the moon as it comes in and going glare to glare. Anybody else who comes in who actually is a real person. What this glare to glare thing is doing is it crops the images for you. So I'm going to hold my phone in the hand and go over here with it a little bit. So as these, oops, what did I press? You fucker. I think I pressed pause. You're going to watch out on the computer because as soon as I touch something, it goes off. All right, so now as it's coming in, I pause and play and pause, play and pause. So I just paused it. Now you see that, I'll explain this to Harold because he obviously doesn't get it. I explained it to several other videos, but probably got deleted. All right, you see that magnetic effect that happens when I get my phone closer to the screen, right? You see that happening? Okay, so this is a video of the moon. This is not a photograph of the moon. That's the benefit to going over to a photograph. That's one of the benefits. I can go right up to the fucking thing without worrying about it, and I can pull out the imagery and grab my angles, and I don't get that magnetic effect or anything like that. I can adjust my glare and all that shit, and my lights, which I'm not doing at the moment. So that's the point of the telescopic lens, Wolfus, you fucking genius, you. So what a telescopic lens does is I have to pull out to about here, which is only a couple feet, 2-3 feet away from the computer. And then I can look around in there with the telescopic lens. I can also put a filter on the end of the telescopic lens, which adds some contrast, which I'm not doing on my telescope. I learned not to bother doing that anymore on the telescope. As a matter of fact, I have a tint. I have a tint glass, which I don't even recommend really because it takes away from clarity also. You have to fuck with it too much when you're doing video of the moon. So what I was explaining to people and to Harold, but he obviously doesn't listen because he's still ranking me out for for doing it the way that I'm doing it. So this is all to make you happy, Harold, because you were complaining that I was only looking at photographs. You know, you can't see the moon in a photograph. You can't look see the moon in a photograph, brain damaged motherfucker. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. And not only can you, but you could. It's a good. I'm glad you brought it up, Harold, because now I can compare them. So now I can bring you into the moon videos, and then I can bring you into the moon photographs, and I explain to everybody. You know what, people? You don't even need to fucking use any of them. You can just see all these with your eyes. All the ones that I'm trying to bring you in on and show you. You see the wizard right here? His eye is here. He's got another eye under patch here. I'll crop him off for you and I'll bring him in better. I'm going to crop him to the left first. See the other eye now? See the eye and his nose and his mouth here? Bring it up. I'm going to bring you out a little bit. I'm going to change my depth, my angle. Okay. You see him? He's got a wart on his face here. I can get him in much better than this. Believe me, I can find his angle for him, and I can bring in on him so fucking good, you won't believe it. And it'll look like better than an animated cartoon for sure. You know, as far as for your eyes, Oh, fuck, my battery's dying. Hold on. What am I gonna do here? Hold on. So anyways, I wanted to straighten this out too as I'm showing you this. I'm going to crop him out a little bit for you. I'm going to come over here, grab my angle. Now I can change my colors up and show them to you in other ways that way too. Let's see. Let's get some good color in there. Let's pull him in this way. What's this one? Come on, you fucking piece of shit. Okay. And also, I'm going to do this. Get rid of this light. There we go. Okay. Alright, so what I was going to say is I got cropping tools. So I can start pulling my cropping tools into this. Let me grab a cigarette. So now these photographs that I'm showing you in the videos that I'm showing you, that's not me. I can't sit in my house and do that. I have to go outside with a telescope. But it, again, doesn't take very long. It's not a big deal. So see, I'm going to end his face right here. You can see the top of his forehead. You can see his whole face and his mouth. I'm going to try to crop him the other way with the phone, with the camera, so that you can see him better. Okay, and I'm going to give them to you in a couple different colors. Hold on. Okay, and I'm going to angle my camera and give them to you like this. Okay, then, now that I did that, let's see, try this one. Okay, there we go. Now we got them in this color, different color spectrum. So I'm sitting by myself alone right now to do this because what the fuck you expect? You have to take the photographs first and then you go in and you do make the videos like I'm doing here. I don't. You make no sense. You know, you really don't. All right, so let me crop this here. Get my fingers out of the way. And I'll crop them right here, and then I'll crop them this way again. And then I'm going to bring my camera over this way so I can crop them this way. See how the other eye falls in when you do that? Okay, and then I got a blue filter on there because I was using the, I was going to go for the computer. So now, because I'm on paper and glass and I got glare too, I'm going to go with the red filter. I'm going to crop them again and show them to you again. And then the other thing is my camera equipment fucking blows because it's all cheap shit. So here we go. Alright, so there we go. So yeah, once you know all the imagery and you know where it is, this is not hard. This is really easy shit. To see the system, we were supposed to. The builders want us to see the system, people. They want us to see it. So whoever you believe your creator is, whether it's space aliens or the God you were told about in your Bibles and books and stuff like that, it doesn't really matter to me. Don't expect me to go along with any of that shit because I don't see any evidence for any of those things. But if that's what you need to do, he's showing it. Your God and your space aliens are showing themselves to you. So why would you, Harold or Wolfish, whatever you're going to call yourself today, why would you not want to see this? Why would you want to not want to go and look at it? You can take it and make it your own. You take the information because if it is, let's say if it was, which I know it's not because I can see all the evidence everywhere else that it's not. But let's say we're looking at the moon, and I'm showing you what I'm showing you here, that you can go in and digitally collect the electromagnetic nanocarbon from the area we call the moon, and you can come in here and do this for yourself. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you do that? And just say, look, everybody, look at space aliens. You know, I told you a space alien. Just don't let them find my fucking channel. Don't let them find me, because I'll tell them the rest of the story, and I'll let them know that that's not the case. I'm changing my angles up a little bit. I don't want to bring you the larger image, too, because it's image within image within image. I could bring in all these fucking images real good. And I'm going to. I'm going to really run this really fucking hard. But you see him again, and I make up my own names. I call him the Wizard. I used to try to be careful about that. Well, shit, I'll even give you this one, right? There's one right here that, I mean, like I said, I keep hinting around to it because he looks very much like the pictures we see in the churches of a certain character that we're told about. and he's in here. I'm not on him right now. I'm looking for the whole thing, because again, it's image within image within image. So you gotta. I don't want to give you the wrong one. But yeah, he's right in here somewhere, and I'll get him one day when I'm doing this turning. Now, the whole thing about the turntables and what's great about those turntables, I don't have to sit here. What, you're listening to me clean my fucking house and do some work around here and make some little doodads, and you're hearing me do some shit around? Big fucking deal. I'm not pouring any hard time into this. I'm just looking. I just look with my eyes. I set up my cheap ass telescope over there. I set it up. You hear me running in and out of the door if you would go and watch those videos of the moon. Um, and again, Harold, even under your fake character Wolfus, I don't see you posting any moon videos on your channel. It's very easy. You just, you don't need the Hydron telescope. You don't need all that. You don't need any fancy equipment. You can just go see it with your own eyes. But if you want to show it to your, you want to start being honest with people and telling people the truth about what things are, then yeah, you can certainly go get a telescope, set it up, throw your, just like Ziggy just went through. Ziggy was so full of shit. He's just as full of shit as you are. And he proved himself to be so full of shit. Mr. $2,000 fucking telescope who can't even get a video of a full moon. Or a photograph of a full moon on his own, and he's got supposedly got a camera mount for his telescope and all this shit, and he didn't do anything, just like you are not going to do anything. That's how I know. That's how I know that you're full of shit. Let me press play on this. I think I'm going to run out of time anyway. It's already 31 minutes. See if we can roll into the next one. So what I'm doing here is I got the moon side by side, the moon videos that I did alongside of the, and I don't know which angle I'm at. So I'm doing the 360s for that reason, because it's giving you every direction. So if anybody comes to my channel, all you have to do is, every time the moon's coming through, it leaves you in a position where you don't have to flip your monitor. You don't have to go through all kinds of crazy shit in order to get most of the angles. If anything, you're just doing a little bit of this to get the angles, and a little bit of back and forth for your depth and all that kind of shit, so you can go in on your depth and get different layers, and that kind of thing. Contrast, you don't really need it. I just do it because I'm trying to show people what's going on. If you're just looking for yourself, a cell phone in your hand is just as good on a computer monitor as a magnifying glass. As a matter of fact, the magnifying glass throws a lot of glares around that I don't like. I'm only going to use it probably on the turntable. I just did a video 10 minutes ago with the magnifying glass again, and I don't like it. It blurs things out too much because of all the glare. I need to take down glare, not bring it up. But Harold, you're saying nothing about any of these things that I'm talking about. You're not talking about the moon videos. You're just coming in and saying, "Oh yeah, you can't do that with moon photographs. That's stupid. That's fucking retarded to do that with a moon photograph." No, it's not. There's nothing wrong with it at all. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm showing you. I'm showing you that you can go from video to photograph to confirm that the imagery is the same. It never changes. The imagery in the moon never changes. It stays the same. And what I'm doing right now, rolling you through, I'm bringing you all these large images. Now, I'm trying to see where, if I got the angle right for the wizard that I just showed you. I'm looking. Because there was another video I did, and it's better to catch them just coming in. Was it this one? Because then you can make them out better, Again, you're allowing the system to crop for you. You're allowing the system to crop using the lights and the shadows to crop for you. That's a beautiful thing, man. Let's see if he comes in. Yeah, it's not the best angle for him, so I'm probably going to wait. I'll wait to do that one. So you see what I'm saying about the lights and shadows? You know, the lights are being thrown over the shadows in each direction. So every time, for every angle that you change, every turn that you make, and the system does not see up, down, left, right, backward, forward. So you are going, as a human, is going to be forced to be going in, out, and around, changing your line of sight perspective, your eyes perspective, not your perspective on life, to use your imagination, because that's what you've been doing all your life. Now I'm going to be asking you, don't use your imagination anymore. Fuck the imagination. Reality is so much better. You know, so don't even bother. I mean, for anybody else. And these people like Harald Kautz and stuff like that, and this guy Wolfus that's coming in. If he's not Harald Kautz, he's obviously identical to the same personality. These lying motherfuckers, man. And I would not recommend listening to any of these people anymore when we can just see the system for ourselves. And that goes for, anybody. The fake ass biosystem doesn't get torn down in a day. It's going to be hundreds, if not thousands of years to turn things around. Don't you guys think we should probably get started? Don't you think we should probably, with our generation, somebody should fucking wake up? Some of us should just wake up and say, don't argue with the 7.8 billion zombies. That's kind of the same reason I'm not arguing with Harald Kautz right now, with this Wolfus character. I'm not going to argue and debate with him. I'm using what he's saying to me to point shit out to anybody else that might be coming along. That's all I'm doing. I'm certainly not going to argue with him. Obviously don't know what the fuck he's talking about. He only has fake CGI shit. First of all, that's what all these guys bring you. It's all CGI. It's all fake ass shit. I'm telling you, all the shit that I'm showing you, you can go see with yourself. With your own eyes for yourself. You can look at the moon with your eyes from the ground. Put your glasses on if you need to. If you want to use a telescope, that's all the better, but you don't need it. I'm just looking to see if I can get locked into the wizard if I go in on him. Hold on a minute. Okay, so what I did was I fast forwarded on this moon video. This is the moon video of the moon coming through my telescope. It's not a photograph, Rufus. This is the telescope. You can't get it any more personal than this. I'm not using anybody's moon videos from online. Anyone can do this. Anyone out there, you can all do this. This is easy. Look with your eyes and you will see it. I just press play. What I'm looking to do is I just went in and wait, because I'm looking for the ideal angle to catch the imagery, the image of the wizard that I was just showing you. And I call him a wizard. Anybody else coming along may want to make up their own names for it. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take the camera off the phone, off the tripod, because I want to bring you in a little bit closer. And I'm going to try not to hit on anything while I'm going in. And here's what I'm explaining to you about lights and shadows, okay? The moon is just now coming into my telescope, and we have lots of light and less shadows because you have all the glare coming into your telescope. I'm not exaggerating that. I'm not making shit up. I'm not telling you it's God's light that's beaming through the moon. No, I'm telling you exactly what you see. And here we go. I'm going to hit play again. And what I'm looking for up in this corner, I can't really point to them. Now look at all the, look at all the, I have to watch out for magnetic shit when I'm getting close to the monitor, because the videos will fuck up on me. That's the reason why I was doing what I was doing with the telescopic lens. So again, feel free, but if you have control of your own camera and you're looking at all this for yourself, you can certainly fix all that. So what I'm doing is I'm bringing my camera in this general area over here so that I can show you what's about to pop in. And this is why it's good to do this, because it crops the imagery for you. So I just hit play again. I'm going to let it keep coming. I know you might be seeing some of those images, but just let it keep coming. I'm pausing again because it's getting closer and closer. So I'm going to start showing them to you. Starting to see them now. I'll try to move my mouse up there. Let me see if I can get my stick in there. Okay, he's coming in right here. You're going to start to see him better and better. And he's cropped. You see, you're not all camouflaged with so much image all around you. You know what I mean? Watch, look. See what I'm doing? So, Other eye's going to be here. The nose is right here, long nose. I'm going to bring it down him. His mouth's right here. And we're going to watch him. I'm going to hit play again. And come back out a little bit so you can watch as he comes in. And I'm trying to keep you away from the other images that I just traced out and all those because he's right here. I'll try to keep you at his chin, and then I'll crop him this way. There we go. I'll do that for you. Here we go. I'm going to press play. And we're going to watch him come in more and more and more. And I'm going to follow him. I'm just going to follow him through. I'm going to pause him here for a second so you can get him. What you can of him. And I could zoom in too to get rid of them, the rest of it. But the thing is it takes away clarity. I'll do it for the fuck of it. There he is. Let me crop him again for you. There you go. Okay. Hold on. Let me get my hand steady. Okay, there's your wizard. And then I'm going to hit play again. We're going to watch him stretch, because it's the camera that's actually doing the stretching. I'm going to follow him in. And he's already starting to turn into, you might be pulling in the next image already by now. I'd have to go with the cropping tools at him. But you get the idea. I'll center him at this point now. Press pause. Show you in on him. Okay, and then another one that you get in another direction. I hate to fuck you up, but I'll crop him over this way to show you this one. My camera's dying. Okay, eye, big ass nose. You got the wart on his face, and his mouth is right here. Okay, but then when I pull back out and I come this way, I can get him at a different angle, and I can still get that one out of it. But what I'm trying to point out to you is different angles. You're going to start pulling in the next image. You're going to have to either crop with cropping tools or learn to crop with your eyes, because then you'll start getting this large eye coming in and this other large eye, which goes with this nose here and this mouth here. That one. That kind of thing will happen. You know, that'll happen constantly. But anyways, let's stay on the wizard, because that's the one I was trying to show you. So, let's see so there's the what I call the wizard. You guys can name him whatever the fuck you want. And the other one on paper. There he is on paper. And get him more clear than that for you, really. Come back out. I lost him. There he is. Oh, this is a bold. I'm trying to crop them that way. So when I come back, I'll use the cropping tools more too, because they do help. I just got caught up in talking a bunch of shit because of responding to it. Look at the fucking imagery. It's unbelievable in there. It's unbelievable. It really is. So yeah, I mean, with Rufus coming in and pretending to be Rufus, pretending to be this character Rufus, it's good because it gives me something to talk about, you know, to point out. You know, I got something to point out. And he's exactly right about most of the shit that he says. He's definitely right. And the point is that he's not saying anything. You know, so why even bother? If all the shit you come in and make a point, okay, you're ignorant and you're stupid and all this kind of stuff and you're brain damaged. Okay, yeah, what does that have to do with what I'm showing you? Absolutely nothing. I'm going to hit play while I'm talking about nothing. big fucking deal. That doesn't impress me that you can call me names and stuff like that. It doesn't prove anything. Then you come in and talk about the telescopic lens. You can't use a telescope to look at photographs of the moon. That's fucking stupid and that's ridiculous and all this kind of shit. Yes, you can if you wanted to, but that's not what I'm doing. I'm using a telescopic lens to look at photographs of the moon and videos of the moon, and a lot of other shit for that matter too. I'm just using it as a viewing device. Big fucking deal. So that was pretty stupid. And then, everything, pretty much everything that you've come in and talked about. And then the other one was, Harold don't even know who you are. And, you're just looking for attention and all this kind of shit. No, that's not true. I don't care if Harold knows who I am. Harold's the only one that I need to even see these videos. It's not about attention because that should be obvious. Why should I have to argue with you and be distracted by ridiculous statements like that? So throughout my videos, I will continue to point out here and there how stupid that is. Just think about it. Just think about it. All right, more gallons. When I'm talking about more gallons, you know how many more views you would get if you put out the word more gallons in the title than just Harald Kautz Series Part 98? I mean, are you really that fucking ingenious that you don't understand how this works? If I'm talking about mites, for example, what I call Metellus, you know how many channels and how many people are out there talking about mites? Tens of thousands of fucking people that are researching these mites on every different level. And they're not getting very far with it either. They're all distracted by the medical industry and science. But that's besides the point. Point is if you really wanted the views, that's what you would fucking do. And then if you really wanted to monetize and have the views and everything like that, you have to play the fucking game. You have to be one of the lying motherfuckers. And I don't play that fucking game. I'll be back. There's my time.